Welcome to another episode of The Colors of Prog, the show that reviews and discusses progressive rock albums and associated material, jazz, classic rock, symphonic music, occasional classical, where it fits in. This is a special edition because a lot of people have been contacting me about the care and cleaning of CDs and especially vinyl. And I thought about it, and yes, right on the mark there. Also, I have additional notes about purchasing of such. So let's start with the purchasing. So everyone knows eBay. Some people don't like to use it. Some people use it frequently. Some people use it infrequently. And eBay is a buyer-seller online forum. Has been around for a long time. I've been on there for a long time myself. And I've been off it for a long time, but now I'm back on it. So here's the deal. Compact discs, CDs. If you're purchasing prog rock material, I usually put in the search bar progressive rock, prog rock, or the band you're looking for. More infuriating if you put in yes, but searching CDs or all music if you're also looking for vinyl or if you're looking for both. Hence. The condition. Sometimes the seller will say the condition is very good. Good, used is a generic term. Because if you look at a seller, and always good to look at the seller's other listings or items for sale. If it looks like a thrift store, resale shop, mom and pop store, they also have jackets, clothing, dishware. Chances are somebody brought in a box of CDs or vinyl and they're reselling it and they really haven't even looked at the CD. It's like, oh, it's not broken, all right, I'm going to resell it. So chances are you're getting a scratched or worn compact disc or equally that of vinyl are going to be up there. If it's someone who's just selling vinyl or just selling compact discs, they're usually from private collections, i.e. they bought them, they don't need them anymore, they need cash, that's out there too, right? Now, for material that's been issued only in Europe and Japan, we're talking about remastered product, both CD and vinyl. Prices are going to be higher. Sometimes someone will buy something, they just want to get rid of it, so you might luck out with a deal. I have lucked out with quite a few deals. Sometimes someone just wants to empty their collection, so they'll do lot of. I've tried searching eBay again, a lot of progressive rock, or a lot of prog rock. Lot, L-O-T, means they had like 6 albums. They put it out there for $25 and, highest bidder wins. And I've gotten a few things ridiculously priced. So, where else? Believe it or not, Amazon.com. Strange things pop up there. I was looking for Wobbler, an Norwegian band. And there were some crazy high prices, and then they had a brand new vinyl edition of their latest album, and it was $22, which is like phenomenal, and it was really good, very well packaged. I've had only one issue in months and months of purchasing a remastered album or a new album on Amazon. That's one time they put in a box with additional items, and it wasn't in cardboard, it was just thrown in there. But generally well packaged, meaning there was the album was separated from the jacket in the gatefold. Usually remastered albums they have gatefolds, and it was within heavy-duty plastic in cardboard. If you purchase that alone, that's how it's going to come. If you purchase that with at the same time around additional items, if it comes from Amazon, it will come within the cardboard. So, I mean, you can complain if it, looks like it was shaped, rattled, and rolled. Other places to look are DougLarsonImports.com, DougLarson, DougLarsonImports.com, based in New Jersey. He's an eBay seller, but he also, if you go to that page, you're dealing with him directly and you get slightly better prices and more of a discount. He has progressive rock and associated music from around the world. Very fast shipping. The stuff is if you're looking for a lot of Italian remastered music in the prog rock realm, he has it. Prices range, I would say 22 to 27 for some items. Remember, he has to get them from Europe. And now with the tariff, prices are a little higher, and because of the pandemic, even more so. But he's very good. Next, I recommend Symphonic.com. That's SYN Phonic, PHONIC.com. Greg Walker runs that. He's out of Utah. He has the occasional vinyl LP, but more often he has CDs. He has the largest collection of prog rock I've ever seen. Japan, the Netherlands, Germany, Europe, all over Europe. He's got Britain, UK. Unfortunately, Greg, who seems to be an okay dude, his website is very old school. So if that address I just gave you, symphonic.com, brings you to a page that is like, it was done in 1992 or something, and it has icons for the country with their flags, and if you open it up, it's like you're scrolling, but the prices are amazing. Greg's prices are really good. Again, if you're living outside the United States, I mean, shipping's going to be higher, so it's up to you whether you want to bite the bullet on that. But I don't think it's ridiculously high unless you decide you want to get a lot at once or just get some at a time. If you live within the United States, his prices are really quite good, and I've seen things elsewhere and beside the areas I mentioned where the prices were crazy, and he had like $16. And I was like, wow. So those are two places I recommend. Also, so you're not sure, you're a newbie at this, you're a neophyte, just getting into prog, or you're getting back into it, or you've always been into it, but you're just discovering other bands. So where do you go to see all this stuff? Besides, there's a lot of people like me out here doing this. But progarchives.com. It's been around for a while. Open it up. You have the past 10 or so albums reviewed by people who joined to review, and there's a lot of new stuff on there, and then you can always choose the last 50 reviews, and then they have by country, just like the sellers I mentioned. And I've discovered stuff I didn't know about, and I started seeing, okay, this guy really liked it. So if you go to the band on progarchives.com, you see a couple people liked it, and they all had similar comments in the review section. I'm like, well, this might be worth checking out. So I highly recommend that. For fans of Italian prog particularly, ItalianProg.com, just as it says, ItalianProg.com. It's the homepage of the author of the book, Italian Prog, which I showed earlier on one of these, and if anyone has any questions about what the book looks like, it's available on Amazon. The 2020 edition is the latest version of that. But he has a discussion and has great, valuable links on his page to other places to search further. So ItalianProg.com. So there's a couple of hints and hopefully helpful hints the way you could buy stuff like this. There's probably more out there. And going into your local used record store, you never know. Somebody's in town. Somebody's always lived there. You don't know what people have in their houses, in their apartments, in their basements. And they bring it to the local record store. Here, give me $10. Give me $30. Here's like 3 boxes of albums. Here's 2 boxes of CDs. And what happens is you walk into the same store. You went in there occasionally. You're like, oh my God, they got this. Here's the deal, though. With those kind of shops, anyone ever notice the lighting in there is kind of dim? Because you can't see with the damn vinyl. You're trying to hold it up to the light. You open up the CD case because it was used, and you're like, is that a marred scratch? So, it's, why is the lighting always dim at record stores? But you could tell if something looks beautiful, even though the jacket may be shot. So, we're going to lead me to the next thing, tips. So I found a great one on YouTube of all places. YouTube and Google are great for things. How to change your doorknob, how to clean your oven, how to do this, how to do that. So I found last summer, 2 summers ago, these great tips. So it was this one guy, unassuming, cool dude, and he was right. So when you get a much older record, an original record, vinyl, let's talk vinyl, and it just stinks of mold. It's old. I mean, you're bringing that into the house, especially with the pandemic, even with some of us who have air filters and those without in our homes, you don't want to bring in an additional issue into your house. So he had a great suggestion. So Clorox or Lysol wipes, so squeeze them out. Get that excess water out. Take the record out, of course, of the jacket. Wipe it down. Front and back, spine. If it's a gatefold, do the same thing. Now, we're talking lightly rubbing, guys and girls. Lightly rubbing. Then you get I would recommend a Bounty. A soft paper towel that really picks up excess, and just wipe that, off. Put it on the side to air dry. Now, if your white sleeve for your record has that smell, and everyone knows the smell of mold and oldness, you can lightly do it there. Maybe even with the same cloth, or if you choose to get a new one, but then make sure you get the excess Lysol or Clorox wipe, not dripping wet. Go over that, again, same thing, put that aside to dry. Now the record. There's a variety of things out there. There's ultrasonic cleaners. It's more on the upscale thing, but here's the deal. It's a combination of isopropyl alcohol and distilled water they're about this yay big. And so some of them are heated as well. Some of them have a top. They look like the old-fashioned, remember the old-fashioned record vinyl carrying cases way back in the day? If you're not old enough, they were about 13 by 14, and you would open them up, and there would be all these albums in there, and then they made them smaller, and then you could put your vinyl records, 45s in there. So these things are about half the size of that. So you put the solution there, and some are heated, and some spin the record, and then there are those that don't have an enclosure, and you spin the record yourself like that, and then you have to air dry them with these brushes. Okay. Problem is, isopropyl alcohol is what people are using right now in the pandemic. This is still going on in March 2021. People are using it to clean their hands, in addition to all the other things that are available to us. So the isopropyl alcohol is not really great, even if you're using 1/4 of that to 3/4 of distilled water. In some areas, finding distilled water is not easy. So this is your ultrasonic cleaner, pretty much. They range from $130 to hundreds of dollars. If you're a hardcore vinyl collector and you can go for it and try it, okay, I found in my research, I don't know. Turgitol is a solution invented for vinyl record cleaning that has to, it's a liquid that has to be mixtured, mixed in measurement with the ionized water. I know. So there's that. Turgitol is becoming more and more popular for some reason. So what do you do with all these things once you've cleaned them? Microfiber cloths. Yes, the same microfiber cloths you use to wipe computer screens, of course without liquids, or your big screen television screens, of course without liquids. Mainly removes dust, but also removes static. Now, two other things I found pretty useful, and in the more affordable range. Record Happy. Hey! Record Happy Record Velvet Brush and Solution. So it turns out the solution is a lower mixture of the isopropyl to water and some of their own stuff. As you see, you have a record cleaning spray, you have a static spray, includes a little record brush which looks like a toothbrush, and then a record wipe, and it also has this little microcloth. About 30 to 40 on Amazon. Wasn't too bad, but the item I really found that worked really quite well, again about $50, is Caillou, just like Kaiju, giant Godzilla monster movie thing. Caillou Vinyl Record Cleaning Kit set. So this has something which is probably for the budget conscious person. You put this over the album, I would take a double paper towel, lay it down on a big square surface. You put this over the label. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You have a solution, which is also includes isopropyl alcohol, at a very low dosage, and their secret special sauce. I'm not quite sure what's in it, but now they tell you to shake well and spray in certain spots, and then use this brush, just like the old school. It's velvet, by the way, like the old school shoe cleaning thing. But what you really should actually do, I recommend, shake well, spray this. You get a more even coating. Whereas they said, well, Lewis, you're still putting some stuff on here. Well, especially with older records, yeah. Because they're a really good microfiber cloth, here's what I think. Let it dry out, and then circular motion, go around the grooves to clean your album. Then, with the same cloth, clean the back, where you put this over the label. So this is a really helpful, handy hint. Some people put warm water and a little amount of detergent. Don't do that. First of all, the detergent will fill up, if you have pops and ticks in your grooves, and you have a record that skips because of a deep scratch or somebody dropped it or whatever happened, it's always going to remain there. I haven't yet found a great way to take care of that. But warm water and detergent will fill that with a waxy substance, which is not good for your needle, especially those who have better phonograph turntables. Now, CDs. It's iffy right now. I would say never, never, never use an abrasive cloth to clean your CDs. Always use a microfiber. If you don't have one, buy one. You don't have anything close to that. You know those satiny or soft pillowcases? The non-abrasive kind? Very good. Always hold your CD this way. always you hold your CD this way. When inserting it into the CD player, you see the ring? That way. Or if the drawer opens, drop it in. Of course, things happen. You can't always be perfect with it. If you find out you have a fingerprint, wipe it off with the same things I mentioned. Microfiber, nice soft pillowcase. Don't rub harshly. You don't want to rub anything in. If you have a cracked CD, throw it away. There's nothing you could do with that. If you have a CD that skips, if it's a new one, if it's a purchased used item, and you can't really see with your eye what's going on with that CD, but in your player, it's a new player, it's an old player, everything else plays fine, wipe it down with the microfiber cloth or the pillowcase. You might find it might work. Other than that, I don't have the perfect solution. Now, here's an example of an older used album. Recently got this Herbie Mann Memphis Underground. It's pretty good. Jazz record. This is one I had to do the two-step process. I used the Clorox or Lysol wipe. Just remember, squeeze it out, take the record out, squeeze it out. Nice flat surface. Front and back and spine. If it's a gatefold, it'll open up, do the same thing, wipe it down with a good cloth, a good paper towel. If you use the cheap, shitty paper towels, I don't recommend them because they can be abrasive and you can wind up scrubbing away the artwork. Sometimes, like old labels, you see this remnant of this old sale sticker price. You could probably get those off if you're careful. Now this one, recent arrival, it's good now, but I had a particularly stinky old, age-old smell. Old smell. It's a 1969 album. This is an original, so you can imagine. Now the record itself, the seller, this is what I mentioned before. This particular seller had items for sale. Remember I just discussed eBay about 15 minutes ago, and he was selling other things. Tiki jars, clothing, knickknacks. So you know it was coming from a thrift store or maybe a consignment shop. So he said very good. I don't know what very good meant, but I got 3 vinyl albums for $6 in this particular deal. So I think you take a chance. $3 shipping says $10. You know, I'm not hurting right now, so this was very scratched, deep scratch, and I cleaned it using the solution, the Kaiju, and I don't know how well this is going to go. It looks pretty good, but you can still see some deep scratches. So what I do, personally, I have a backup turntable. It wasn't cheap either, but the Fluence, which is here, is where I primarily play most of my good stuff. Fluence comes with a great needle. My backup has a good needle too, but I lean more towards if there's something that from the naked eye, I can't clean that well. I'll rather take a chance playing on the backup, and if it passes that test, okay, it's not too bad. I'll try it on here, and if I hear it right away, I'm going to take it off because you don't want to damage your needle. Brand new, as I mentioned earlier, also from Amazon, you can get the strangest things. So, German band, Amandu 2, made in Germany. This is recorded back in 1975, recently remastered. Everybody knows this band. Phallus Die is one of their big crossovers, one of the best prog rock and / krautrock albums there is. It sounds pretty terrific. Actually, I have an Almond Duel live in another country, Melbourne, and it's the CD. It's a CD compact disc, and it's noisy and it's terribly remastered. This is very nice. very good deal with this on Amazon. Hey, I'm not shilling for Amazon. What I'm just trying to say, guys, you're getting into this, or you're into this, look around before you make a purchase. I gave you some tips before. Um, I've had some albums I couldn't save. Oh, that's the remaster, by the way. It's beautiful, and it's purple. I had some albums I couldn't save. Uh, they were so badly scratched or so visibly gouged. I just put them out. Somebody come by, you could take them, or I just throw them away. I don't want anybody to end up damaging their system. So that's my tips. That's why it's a special edition. The care and cleaning of your vinyl and CDs, and where to shop the same. Soon we're going to have a normal show. Hey, apologies for the length of this, but things that need to be said. Don't damage your records. Be careful where you buy them, and just think. Think when you make a purchase, because you want to have something for as long as you live, and if you really enjoy it. Hey, that sometimes you get something and you love the band and the music on it. I'm not talking about scratches or gouges or dirty records or anything like that. Just the music. It's not a great album. Happens sometimes with live albums. So some live albums are inferior. Some live albums are terrific. It's like you move on from that. You can resell it yourself. Whatever you want to do. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you again soon on the Colors of Prog.